Is it that, or is it... I never know which one to go with. Stay tuned. Hey up YouTube, it is I, Random Ross, and yes, it is Friday the 13th. At last, we only had one last year, that was in May, so that's why this one is a new beginning. And what are we going to do in this Friday the 13th special? Well, we're going to be looking at all of these. All my Friday the 13th movies of my Friday collection, and what we're going to do is I'm going to re-rank them to my personal favourites, you know, from worst to great. Okay, and this is all just my personal opinion, so nobody has to agree with it, but this is how I'm going to rank, well, re-rank, because I did all this before in my first ever Friday the 13th special, and all of them are going to be linked in the description below if you want to check them out. So yeah, let's do this. So, without further ado, let's do the top 12 Freddy films. Let's go. So, kicking off this top 12, coming in at number 12, it is still Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. This one doesn't really need saying. I mean, yeah, Jason's on the cover there, and it is my favourite Jason as well, Kane Hodder playing him, but he just didn't have a lot of screen time. I mean, he was in the opening scene and, you know, the finale, but throughout the rest of the film he was just passing from body to body. Also, it was an unexplained resurrection at the beginning from the events of Part 8. Yeah, I just think New Line didn't really do this one any favours. It did, however, set the events for Freddy vs. Jason at the end, and that took 10 years to pick up on. So yeah, coming in at number 12, it is Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Next at number 11 we got Jason X. Now, you should never ever take an Earthbound franchise and, you know, put it in space. Alien, it's understandable because it's sci-fi and it's got the title Alien and stuff. Anyway, back onto Jason X. You know, it failed miserably with Leprechaun 4 and Hellraiser 4. And it failed miserably with the 10th film in the series, Jason X. Yeah, the next installment we were hoping for from Jason was Freddy vs. Jason. But yeah, this one, it was quite unnecessary. I mean, even the makeup and that, basically it's just Kane Hodder in a hockey mask. Because I think they blew a lot of the budget on the badass cyborg Jason or whatever he is. But yeah, Jason X at number 11. Okay, so the top 10 now. And coming in at number 10 is Friday Part 7. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. This is Kane Hodder's debut as Jason Voorhees. And yeah, this is basically Jason versus Carrie, you know, because Jason fights a girl with telekinesis, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I like the look of Jason. I like how he's like rotted up and that from Part 6 and stuff, how he's been under the lake all the time. and that, but the story just wasn't there for me, you know, and yep. So what next? And coming in at number 9, we have Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. This is basically Jason Goes to Manhattan, because, come on, I mean, most of the film, they're on board the SS Lazarus, and, you know, he goes to Manhattan, like, in the last 20, 15 minutes of the film. Yeah, it was a bit of a misleading and a disappointment there. Still, I think Kane Hodder did a great job as Jason. And yeah, all these top bottom ones have been Kane Hodder's run as Jason. And yeah, you're probably thinking, if you like Kane Hodder's Jason, why are you taking a shit on all these films? Because, you know, apart from Kane Hodder putting up a great acting job, the storyline just wasn't there. I really, really wish Kane Hodder had better storylines to work with. And after Part 8, Paramount sold the rights to Jason off to New Line, and New Line didn't do it any favours. You know, I think they should just stopped it after 8, but they think the fans wanted more, and I guess we did, but we didn't get what we asked for. Okay, next. At number 8, Freddy versus Jason. Where do I begin? This film had great potential going for it. It had 2 iconic slasher villains and 2 franchises clashing together. You know, it was 10 years in the making, and they just butchered it. You know, they get Ronnie Yu to direct. You know, he'd never seen a Chucky film when he directed The Bride of Chucky, and he'd only seen 1 Nightmare on Elm Street film and 1 Friday the 13th film, so he had very little knowledge of the characters. If you're going to direct a crossover movie like this, you need to have a good knowledge of both sides of the franchises. And also, Kane Hodder wanted to come back and do this, but you know, they didn't want him to. They wanted a better actor, you know, and they got Ken Kersinger, that's his name. They got Ken Kersinger to be Jason, and I like the look of Jason. I like the look of him, but it should have been Kane's part to play. You know, Ken Kersinger was alright as Jason, but it should have been Kane to reprise his role and fight Freddy, because that was even Kane Hodder's dream, and he was real upset about that. You know, even Robert Englund said that the final fight scenes were like a game of cat and mouse. You know, Tom and Jerry and stuff, only more gory and violent. So yeah, this could have been such a better film. It had, you know, it featured actresses such as Kelly Rowland and Catherine Isabel, but you know, that bit, the whole teen drama was just, you know, bad. But the whole Freddy and Jason stuff was cool. But you know, this could have been such a better film, and they didn't. It just looked like it was cheaply done and that. So yeah, this is also the last time Robert Englund played Freddy as well in any film. So yeah, that was number 8, Freddy vs. Jason. What do we have coming at number 9? No, not number 9, number 7. At number 7, we have Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. Now, this remake wasn't bad. You know, I'm usually hard to impress when it comes to the remakes of great horrors, but this one I liked. You know, Derek Mears plays Jason. You know, he does a great job doing it, I think. This is from Michael Bay's production team as well. It came out Friday the 13th, 2009, in the month of February. And yeah, I liked this one. It had a combination of all these first 4 originals mashed up into this reboot. And yeah, I like this one. You know, I don't know if a lot of people do, but I thought it was okay. It featured Danielle Pennebaker, and it had, you know, Sam Winchester in it from Supernatural. So yeah, Friday the 13th, 2009 remake. Now for the next 6. Coming in at number 6, we have Friday the 13th Part 3. Now, this film is, well, it's the one where Jason gets his iconic hockey mask and stuff, but it had just 3D effects in it, and they were just unnecessary. The effects for that was bad. I mean, it was the 80s, so it probably was groundbreaking at the time, but for me, I just thought they were just shit. But Friday the 13th Part 3, it's a decent enough slasher, and I mean, it takes place, but yeah, I mean, Friday the 13th Parts 3 and 4 are virtually one film, and Part 4 takes place a day after, so technically it's Saturday the 14th. But yeah, I'm just gonna, I had to put it somewhere, so that was at number 6, Friday the 13th Part 3. Next we got alright, top 5. So coming in at number 5, it is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, yeah, people say this isn't a Jason film because Jason's not the killer. Well, Jason is in it, but as a ghost, and in the flashback, in the hallucinations of Tommy Jarvis. I like to think of parts 4, 5 and 6, the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, because it features him as the protagonist in all of them. That sounds right. So yeah, and also Part 5, if you just think of it as a slasher film, you know, and nothing more than just this, you know, and not a sequel to the great series, but as that, it is a good film, and I enjoyed Part 5, you know, and yeah, it's a copycat killer, Roy Burns, who goes out on a revenge killing spree and that. But yeah, I like the film, I do. So yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 5, The New Beginning, at number 5. Okay, what do we have at number 4? Coming in at number 4, Friday the 13th, Part 2. This is the one where Jason makes his debut in the series. You know, his killer debut. Yeah, he's not got the hockey mask on, he has a potato sack on his head, but still, I like the film. He has various weapons in this, he doesn't just have the machete, and yeah, I liked it. I like the whole like shish kebab thing he does on the bed with that couple having sex and that, and yeah, it's just a good one, okay? I mean, also we see Jason unmasked in it, but we see him unmasked in virtually all of them. But yeah, Part 2, I like that one, and that's why it's at number 4. So what's at number 3? Let's go to it now. Number 4 is Friday the 13th, the 1980 original. So you're thinking, what's at number 1 and 2? We'll get to that shortly. Friday the 13th, you know, the original, is where it all started, you know. Pamela Voorhees, you know, played by the late Betsy Palmer, out on a killing spree, a revenge killing to avenge her son Jason from drowning and that. You know, starting off as what was a revenge thriller, became an overnight success, and it started the whole Friday franchise. And yeah, Jason's not in it long, but we do get to see him in some screen time towards the end in a flashback sequence. Okay, so our final two, what are they? And coming in second, Friday the 13th, Part 4, the final chapter. So yes, what I'd like to call as the start of the Tommy Jarvis trilogy, and I've already explained that. Yes, Friday the 13th Part 4, people say it's the best one. To me it is, yeah, it is definitely one of the best ones. This takes off straight after Friday the 13th Part 3 ends and carries on into the next day, so technically it's Saturday the 14th, but that wouldn't make sense if it was renamed that. So yeah, Friday Part 4. Also, it's played by my second favourite Jason, Ted White. No, Ted White I think is my third favourite Jason. Anyway, yes, it also features Corey Feldman as Tommy Jarvis, and throughout the 3 films, Tommy Jarvis is played by 3 different actors. Okay, well, moving on to our number 1 spot, and what is it? I'm sure you know by now. Finally, number 1, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. I love this one, I do. I mean, yeah, I had different opinions last time I ranked these up, which was in the first Friday the 13th special. But yes, Part 6, I love it, I love it, I love it. I can't recommend it enough. It has the best, this Jason comes back to life from a jolt of lightning, and he becomes badass. This is when Undead Jason is born. Also, we have a great killer soundtrack from Alice Cooper. You know, like the man behind the mask. Even one of his songs, Teenage Frankenstein, features in there. I just love the film to death. It is, and from rewatching the whole series and re-ranking them, Part 6 to me has come out on top. Also, Part 6 hit 30 last year. Well, in 2016, sorry. So yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 7 was my number 1 pick. So there you have it. All 12 Friday films ranked up from my least favourite to most favourite. And yeah, I think it has changed quite a bit because I had a different order of them all, you know, when I first did this. But yeah, I've rewatched them all again and again, and yeah, they are great films. I mean, the later ones aren't as good, but still, I like them all. So yes, what are your top 12 Friday the 13th movies? Let me know down in the comments. Also, are you looking forward to the Friday the 13th that is coming out apparently this year? I mean, they said it was going to come out, well, today, but it's been delayed again to October. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath out for it, but when it comes out, I shall go and see it. And apparently this is a reboot. I think they aimed for the found footage kind, but they abandoned that plan, which I think is a good idea. But anyway, yeah, only time will tell. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends. And also, yeah, till next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye, and a happy Friday the 13th. And don't have nightmares. So, yeah, see ya. All my social media links are down below too, I forgot to mention.